at this morning is a Part 1 application from Jackson Township, and it's basically for an expansion of an existing park. And with me this morning would be Steve Shirk from Steckbeck Engineering. Steve and his firm helped put together the application, and also Clyde Deck, who's a supervisor in Jackson Township. And I'll let these two gentlemen take over with their presentation.
I'll just be very brief.
That's good. You're better that way, Steve. Tell you.
I know, Mr. Carpenter. Clyde, do you want to just give a brief introduction to the project while I set this
Sure.
up?
We were able to purchase a 25-acre tract that became available, Fairlane Avenue, and that's adjacent to the Whitmore facility that was developed. The Whitmore side is on the west side of Fairlane Avenue, and there's a tributary that flows through the park, and that's Toboggans Creek. We went through there. There's a lock there which we refurbished when it was given to the township through Roman Haas, Smith, Klein, Beecham. It was a toxic waste site. They took the cap off of there, 2 foot of topsoil, and well, a foot of topsoil and a foot of clay, and then they put clay back in there again and topped it with topsoil. And it was given to the township with all the infrastructure in there, the concrete pads, the sewer, the water, and then it was up to we developed a rec authority, and they're the ones that took it from there, put the buildings on there, they put lavatories there, concession stand, and this, if you can picture this, that is the western part which is developed. Fairlane Avenue runs north and south, and this is a 25-acre tract on the east side of that, but it's relative. And I was working with Smith Klein, Roman Haas, Smith Klein Beecham, and Turkowski, and asked if that would be available to the township. And so we got it appraised, and it was bought with shared funding. We got monies from DCNR, and we matched that funding, and it belongs to the township now. And this is a tract that we like to develop. Go ahead, Steve.
I'll go ahead from there. As Clyde explained, the Whitmore Park facility, which we received from Smith, Klein, Beach, and Rowan Haas, is on the west side of Fairlane Avenue. This is to the immediate east, so they are more or less adjoining pieces. And we've made an application to DCNR for a C2P2 grant to develop this park. What you see here with the X's, that's just master planning for future consideration. We'd like to have more discussions with the public to decide how we might do these areas, as well as the area south of Sterling Drive, which bisects the park area. The immediate improvements we'd like to make to the park is an extension of the walking trail. And this walking trail would interconnect with what we have at Jackson Recreational Park. I also might add, this is identified in the comp plan as part of the Toboggans Greenway system, so we think this is a nice match and fit with that. We would initially develop a parking lot, a multi-purpose grass field which could be used for various activities, soccer, field hockey, lacrosse, a youth football field. We think we're underserved as far as the youth football program in the area, so we'd like to add that. As well as between the trail, this is the rec authority's piece that they own. The township owns this piece, but in the rec authority piece, we'd like to add a riparian buffer along the stream. There's already elements of riparian buffer. We'd like to enhance that to the extent possible. As I said, we applied for a DCNR grant in the amount of, the total project cost that we've listed is $436,366, and we were requesting roughly half of that amount from DCNR. So I knew that you had the county compensation plan funding available, and I said something to Clyde and called Chris, and Chris encouraged us to put the application in. So here we are.
I have some questions.
Go ahead.
I'm aware of a CREP program to help develop riparian buffers, and there's funding available for that. That might be through DEP, but I'm not 100% sure. Have you looked at other avenues for funding that portion of it?
Outside of the C2P2 program and this program, we have not explored any other funding options. But if you would like to get that information, I certainly do that. This would be more of a, there's two types of riparian buffers. There's regular riparian buffers and there's riparian forest buffers. Riparian forest buffers require much more in width. I think the minimum width is 100 feet. It's not a high-quality watershed. So we probably wouldn't meet that criteria with the location of our walking trail.
I'm concerned, this is not a multi-municipal plan, this is just for one.
It's Jackson Township.
I mean, I personally, I would favor helping to support that, but again, I'm looking at the 25 figure. I don't know how my colleagues feel, because we want to make sure, I want to make sure that all the municipalities get a chance to get some partial funding for their projects.
Is the rec association a partner with the township?
The Rec Association is a partner with the township. We have a resolution in our grant application to DCNR indicating their support of the project.
They're asking for money here in two different funds. How much money do we have in each of those?
In the Category 1 funding, which was the assistance to each municipality based on their population, there's roughly $350,000 remaining.
In Category 1?
Category
And they're
1.
asking for what, 20,000?
Correct.
And what's our cap on that per municipality?
It's based on the population
And-
and 20,000.
And they're asking for 20. Can you give the 330? Now, how about Category 2 there?
Category 2 funding, the balance as of right now is $50,150. These municipal and multi-municipal projects, basically any kind of partnership, people working together, it could be school districts.
What is our deadline in this, the end of this year?
On the comp plan
Yeah,
They're the
grant
grant.
funding, yes,
yeah.
yes. The end of this year was the culmination of the 4-year grant period.
I make a motion to give them what,
I'd like to break it down a little bit. I think it's, we deplete Category 2.
well, it's gonna take probably the rest of the year to get another application through anyhow. It's still gonna be sitting there at the end of the year.
I would vote to do Category 1 funding at 20,000 at this time.
Well, let's do them one at a time then. I would
Okay.
make a motion for the 20.
So you take your first motion off the floor. Bill made a motion to give them 20,000 from Category 1, which
Second.
there is plenty of money. She seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So you have 20,000. Now,
I
Go
make a
ahead.
motion to give them the 50,000 on Category 2.
now you tell them what's your thoughts.
And my thoughts are we should hold off and make sure, I mean, we still have 6 months, make sure that we can spread it among those that are asking. And towards the end, if we see nobody else is coming in, then award the
What
rest
did
to
we
them.
start out with in that fund?
In that category, the starting amount was $320,000.
And we're at the end of the 4-year period.
Correct, the end
So
of 2000.
people had 3.5 years up
Yeah.
until now to request the money
Yes.
from those groups,
Yes.
okay? So you're not going to second the motion?
Not for the full 50,000,
Well,
no.
that's-
If it was
that's what I
25, I
wanna
would
know
go
if you
along
wa-
with it, but not at 50.
What can you go along with?
I could do 25 today, or if they wanted to wait a couple of months till I can see if there's anybody else getting in any more in this year, you know, that we could divvy it up. Otherwise, they would get the full amount, but not at this
Well,
time.
playing devil's advocate though, then if we had a mad rush, you may want to reduce the 25 to 10.
Well, they have come in a timely
think
manner,
they're-
and
well,
the
they're
25 has been
They're
kind
staying
of a
there.
traditional amount that we've awarded, and I would be willing to do the 25
Well, the other
today.
thing is, do you penalize them because they're coming in here 6 months before it's over? I'll second the motion. In favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
2-1, motion carried, so.
You folks have done, really, and this
I-
is get us started on engineering and get the first step going. It takes a lot of paper to get things going.
Understood, and I wish you well. It's a wonderful project.
Thank you.
Thank you.